Hello, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Dr. Mark Foster Show. Today I will address the subject of disclosure. It is a subject that I have talked about before, but since the citizen hearing on disclosure organized by Steve Bassett is going on right now, I thought that now might be a good time to revisit it. The live stream is continuing. It's going on for several days. I actually thought about paying for it and being able to listen to the live stream. It's very inexpensive. It's less than $4, as I recall. But I decided against it. I thought if I want to hear any of it later on, I can purchase the DVD later on, or perhaps download it from Steve Bassett's website if he makes it available. The way that it is described on the Citizen Hearing on Disclosure website is, if the Congress won't do its job, the people will. This event is being held at the National Press Club. It began on April 29th. And it will run through May 3rd of this year, 2013. The people who are participating in it include about 40 researchers, as well as military and various other agency individuals. And they will testify before emphasize former, members of the United States Congress. The basic idea, as I understand it, is that since, in their view, Congress has not done its job in investigating this issue of the extraterrestrial presence, in attempting to disclose it from it being, I suppose, concealed within certain agencies of the government, or some people would even argue the shadow government, that it is the job of these people instead to make it known. Now, I obviously don't agree with that. By the same token, I have nothing against what other people do or do not believe. From my perspective, the disclosure movement is a bit like a religion. In fact, I think it could be considered as being a religion. The standard sociological definition of religion, which in fact I was just talking about in my introduction to sociology classes earlier today, comes from Émile Durkheim, a French sociologist from the early part of the 20th century. Basically what he said is that a religion is a system of beliefs and practices focused on the sacred, which unite people into a moral community. The beliefs are important, dearly held beliefs. The practices are activities, including rituals, which often are ways of expressing those beliefs. The sacred is always contrasted by Durkheim with the profane. Profane is ordinary, sacred is extraordinary, and moral community refers to people who come together, who share common values and norms. In other words, Durkheim was not making a judgment on what is or is not moral. He was providing a way in which sociologists could examine the way in which morality was organized in different organizations, societies, and groups. In that sense, I think very clearly the disclosure movement qualifies as a religion. There is that concept of the extraterrestrial presence, which is held as being very sacred. There are certain activities that people engage in as a result of that. And there certainly are a set of values and norms which are held to by people that I have encountered online who are involved in the disclosure movement. So, as a religion, what would be my approach to it? Well, first, respect. As a sociologist of religion, I always try to treat religions with respect. I try to honor them. Regardless of what I think about them myself, doesn't matter. These are human beings. They have certain deeply held beliefs, and they are entitled to the same amounts of respect as I would want to receive from them. Now, that said, here are my qualifications on that. Disclosing what? Well, some people in the disclosure movement have claimed that the government, or in some cases this conspiratorial idea of a secret or shadow government, has concealed all of this free energy technology. That is something that Dr. Stephen Greer emphasizes a lot. I don't know where he gets that information. He claims that the information is given to him by various sources. I have no idea if he's correct or not, but personally, I suppose I don't really care. The world as it is right now is in a state of unraveling. It is an old world order, very old, very tired, in a process of disintegration. Why would I want to waste my time on this planet trying to get the leaders of an old and decaying civilization to disclose anything? Second, and I think perhaps even more important, if there is any message that has been given by these various angelic beings, whether they are departed souls or visitors from other civilizations, or perhaps even co-terrestrials, people who have lived alongside of us for a long time, whatever they are. The message has been of peace, of nuclear disarmament, of environmentalism. When extraterrestrials have appeared at nuclear missile bases, for example, allegedly, there is a pattern of them shutting these nuclear weapons down. That is a very clear message. When contactees, abductees, or experiencers have allegedly had direct encounters with these souls, they have been told the same thing, that the earth is headed down a very dangerous path, that we are spending far too much time building the engines of war, that we are not really paying enough attention to our environment. We are polluting our environment. We are destroying our planet. So that, to me, is what needs to be disclosed, not all this other fancy stuff, which apparently is so important to other people. If people who are in positions of power don't understand that, or even if they do understand it, are not following it. In other words, nuclear weapons continue to proliferate. The environment continues to be degraded. What degree do these people, assuming they have any knowledge, really understand what they are hearing? So what possibly could they disclose to me that would be useful? I don't get it. And that is my basic problem with the disclosure movement. I simply don't get it. If there is any disclosure, that disclosure should be, in my opinion, a disclosure of unity, a disclosure of peace, a disclosure of environmental sustainability, an awareness of the importance of Agenda 21, which many people in the conspiracy movement seem to so strongly oppose. Remedies that must be taken to repair our broken planet, to unify our socially disorganized societies around the world. That is what needs to be disclosed. And where is that disclosure? Well, from my perspective as a Baha'i, that disclosure is given in the revelation of Baha'u'llah, the prophet founder of the Baha'i faith. That's where the true disclosure is. The true disclosure is divine revelation. Disclosure from government is meaningless. That is my view. Until next time, this is Dr. Mark Foster. Have a good one.